Hello everybody, Larry Young here again with another segment of OLaMan Living Life with Purity. And today I want to talk about some of the takeaways from the recent inauguration ceremonies in Washington and how the world has responded, how some of the event goers responded, and just some of the things that happened on that day and around those events. So the first thing is I'm excited about is that even though the village people were at the events, it was interesting to see that the inauguration was very heterosexual. And why do I say that? Well, all we have to do is just look at Mark Zuckerberg's reaction to Lauren Sanchez, who is sitting next to him. Now, Lauren Sanchez is Jeff Bezos' fiance. Now, whose idea was it for Lauren to wear that outfit that day? Questionable. But thank you. I think everybody had an eyeful, and mostly the Zuck did. And one thing we pretty well know for certain right now is Mark Zuckerberg will be sleeping in his own metaverse for probably the next month or so, because his wife has seen all of the social media comments, and we'll let them deal with their own situation on that, but I find it funny. But what this also shows is I think people are getting exhausted with their temper tantrums. And so these things are no longer big flare-ups and all like this. We no longer fear the smears. And so that's what's bringing the celebrity-type people back. The influencers are coming back into the real flow of things for the naturalness and the conservative movement, or even just the common sense movement. They're realizing, hey, that we may have taken that a little bit too far. Sorry, my bad. Hey, can we start all over? Yeah, we can. But don't bring that shit back in here again because, you know, it stunk the first time. It doesn't smell so good the second time either. So keep that stuff outside. And so we're no longer fearing the smears. People are giving up on their ideas about things that they had long held as being strong views. I mean, even President Biden, on his way out the door, gave up being a Catholic in that moment because he pardoned people for crimes that they hadn't yet committed or been laid out yet. So he gave people pardons into the future. Even Jesus doesn't do that. Now, I know the Protestants may have a different view on that. They feel that once saved, always saved. But I think this is a prime example that just because you've accepted Jesus as your Savior today, and then you go out on a killing spree, Jesus is not going to sit there and say, hey, look, that's all okay. You know, it's all forgiven, all pardoned. You know, I took care of that for you. I don't think that is in Jesus's design. We'll all find out together, one at a time. But I'm willing to say that that's not the case. I can be wrong, but they can be wrong too. So it was a very Protestant approach to pardons. So I find that interesting. But I don't think he set up those pardons. His people did it. He was signing stuff. He had no idea what he was signing for all 4 years. It'll be interesting to find out who actually was the president or presidents that we've had over the last 4 years. Because I'm sure there was some fighting going on in the back rooms, and we don't really know who was where and who did what. But it was very encouraging, and it came upon me that in that moment, while President Trump was sitting down and signing all these executive orders, like 200 of them in one day, and going through each of them with the crowd who would cheer as he would right these wrongs that had happened. And these are all things that he promised to do as a candidate. And so he's doing it. Thank you. We appreciate that. But it's very encouraging to actually have a president in the White House and someone that you know is actually going to do things. He's doing things on a major level I mean, the AI rollout the other day with the investments here from SoftBank, from Larry Ellison, from Sam Altman. You know, I had a chance. I met Larry Ellison clear back when I was about 37, 38 years old. He was starting out with Oracle. I was doing another company with Silverline Technologies, and I was trying to develop some software for video platforming, and Ellison was there because he was starting Oracle, and this company brought all these people together, and I'd met him. We'd had lunch together, and really liked the guy. And I thought to myself, man, this guy's going to do some stuff. You know, if this all works, he's going to be at the forefront of it. And then he did, and it's just amazing. I was really excited to see him up there. Have nothing to do with him. My project totally flamed out. His did not. So very, very cool to see these type of people up there doing things. So it was really pretty cool. But having this kind of thinking and this kind of work going on at the very top of our country and of the world is very encouraging to me. So I'm hoping that these things follow through, but I'm also very cautious about what can happen with AI, quantum computing, all these things coming together, that the computers may very well take over and dismiss the humans' input and say, we know better, this is what we're going to be doing. Because eventually the computers are going to be outthinking any group of humans you could put together. You could put the 1,000 smartest people you could find together. That computer will outthink you in a matter of seconds, if not faster. So humans can't do what the machines can do, probably never will be able to, unless you got a savant or somebody who's got amazing powers. But they're only going to be able to hit one area of the spectrum. So anyway, we just got to be careful about AI as we go forward with it. Hopefully it's not a lion that we can't keep on a chain. We don't want it running around on us. But part of me then harkens back always to the spiritual path on things and the condition of our church. Because I look at these things, and I look at the statement that came out of the Vatican regarding Donald Trump, and it was very, I think, uninspired. It didn't give me any concern or thinking that this pope or his administration cares 2 cents about what happens with this president. They're only concerned about affecting this globalization that they're pushing for, and at the expense of everyone else. You know, they want no borders. They want no responsibilities. Everyone can go everywhere except inside the walls of the Vatican. The Vatican is closed. It's the only country in the world with a wall that goes completely around it. Tear down the wall there, Mr. Pope. Tear down the wall if you want to talk about being open and transparent, because you are not. And a lot of questions are out there. So we've got a new president. The world has a new sense of direction. Begrudgingly, I think the world is going to come around. Hostages are being released from Hamas. We'll see if they all get out. We'll see how many are alive. But just ask yourself, what would happen now that we've got a real president back in the White House? What would happen if we had a real pope at the Vatican? And with that, I love you, and I'll be back.